Welcome back, and hopefully you did well in the challenge. Here's how I would do it. First of all, we need the 3 new views, so I'm going to go to 3D and open 2 other views. And if we minimize this, the 3rd view may open here. I'm just going to place it side by side. Now for the first view, I'm going to keep it as is. For the 2nd view, we're going to add a cutting plane. To do that, I prefer that we be looking at the window from the side, at the model from the side, so I'll just do that. And so that it won't reset every time I move the focus time, I'm going to go to the animation and say play animation in only the selected 3D view. And then here I'll choose a side view. Before that, I might want to add the cutting plane, so we need a cutting plane along the, is it X or Y? Let's check. It's along the Y, so I'm gonna remove that cutting plane from 3D view properties, cutting planes. I'll keep that in case I use it later. I'll add a cutting plane along the Y here. And once we position our cutting plane, we want to hide the plane and the manipulator, so we do that. I actually like the other cutting plane more, so let's do that. And hide the plane and the manipulator. And then for the other view, we're going to use a filter. Now you can choose whatever filter you think works best. I think for this, we're going to use the same as task filter. And since we're having a look ahead filter, it'll only show the objects that will be worked on during that look ahead. However, since most of the objects are using install, it'll only show the objects that are there during the look ahead window, which means the objects that are going to be built on Monday. So I'll go there and I'll activate in the selected view. And this seems good. We always want to save a layout before creating the animation. This way, if we want to change the file and then come back to the same animation, we can do that easily. So I'll go to Navigator and then Layouts and save layout as, and call this report layout. Then I can go back to my animation window and then right click. Be sure to select the view you want before doing that, and then export AVI. And then in the content tab, we're going to rearrange this. So first thing first, we're going to add the title block. So I'm going to browse for the title block. And then I'm going to click add a new image. And then if you go to the content, uncheck everything. So we're starting from scratch. Once you add the title block, you may find that it's a bit tricky to resize, and that would be because you have the same aspect ratio. So if I want to stretch it out, I can't. To solve that, you can go to the images, you can uncheck keep aspect ratio and apply, and make sure you're doing that for the title block. So now when we go to content, we can actually stretch it. And then we want to add some of our 3D views. So first let's start with the selected 3D view. I can place it over here and then resize it appropriately. Maybe like that. And then we have the cutting planes 3D view. And finally we have the filtered 3D view over here. We might want to leave a little bit of space in between, so we can do that. We might also want to hide these view cubes from the animation, so I'll do that in a bit. and then maybe put a focus time on top here, and then a list of a timeline maybe. Let's check how that would look like. So somewhere on top here. You can actually put the focus time here on the date of the title block. And finally, we have our tasks. So where is that? Filter tasks. Now this is going to be transparent, so I will just end up putting it maybe on this side. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, in that case, I might wanna make these bigger, so I'll just go here and make each one of these views bigger. And do that. And then of course, I won't do that in this video, but you can also label these using the text. Actually, I'll put in one label so you can see how this is done. So this looks very good. I just want to go to my textual frame, and for filter tasks, I'm going to remove the border and apply. So now if you go back to content and hit preview, it's just a list of tasks. And then we want to work on creating a label. So I'll go to textual frames, I'll choose text and call this, for example, filtered view. And then you can change the font, you can make it bold, you can change the background color, for example, make it blue with the text being white. And then remove the transparent background and add a new frame. Let's see how that looks like. Actually, I'll label all of them really quick, so we can go to textual frames, go on that same text, and then change this to model view, and then section view. Then go back to content. So our section view would be here. And our model view would be here. So let's see how that looks like. Looks good. And we forgot to make these bold, so we can go here. And try that out. So let's change the name. Call this title block report. So let's see how that looks like. We're gonna go here. And here's a sample of how those would look like. So we have the objects being worked on, the tasks, a cut view, and the full view. Here, model view and section view are cropped, and that's because I set the bold after I checked if it fits, and then didn't check back, so I should have done that, and I could re-render again, but it's okay for the purposes of this video.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.